Hey there, I want to do I just want to show you what somebody wrote and show you the mindset. I did a devotional post about, from Galatians, about how we're no longer we're no longer slaves, but heirs. We're not working for a wage, we're enjoying a taste of our inheritance. And actually that is our service. No one's going to understand that who doesn't know what the true service is, which is the feast and being a steward in the house of God. To dress the fatted calf and serve Christ. But anyway, this guy comes along and says, slaves don't work for wages, they work for their lives. We are not slaves, but we should bound to him always, or anyways. He's our rock, and to most he's a rock of offense. So he's implying that we're offended by the Lord. Brother, you guys don't need to do any works. It's okay. The rest of us laborers will carry the workload. Just hope the master doesn't say to you, you should have given your 2 talents over to the money changers. To whom much is given, much is expected. Hope he doesn't take that which you have and throw you into outer darkness. Now, this guy's a moron. Sorry, but he just said that slaves don't work for wages, they work for their lives. So what he's trying to say is, look, we work for wages. If we were slaves, we would just be working for survival. And yet he contradicted himself in the same post, saying that threatening me with outer darkness. So it shows you how contradictory the theology is for the wage system. The people under the wage system have to be motivated by a wage or fear of punishment, or they will not work. And it's because they don't love God. They view him as a hard taskmaster, and they're not interested in what he's doing. So for them, they have to be motivated by a wage. The reason you hire someone is because they're not interested in your project. You have to pay them to be involved, or threaten them if they're not involved. It's the only way you can get anything done. But Jesus said, I don't call you slaves, I call you friends. A slave doesn't know what his master is doing, but I tell you everything. We are friends of God, and he wants co-laborers with him. Now, they always assume that we don't work. And yet we're doing the work under their noses that they won't recognize. And the reason, again, that they say that we don't work is because they cannot imagine anybody working unless there's a wage or punishment system involved. And that is because they have a hard heart. They boast about loving God because they think they're commanded to do so. But they don't love God, and they don't love the saints. What kind of person would go around and comment like this on a devotional? It's a troll. Now, I asked him, are you going to get a wage for being a troll? But look at the attitude of how you guys don't do any works. We're the ones who are laboring. What labor do these people do? I never see them do any of the labor they boast in. I only see them beating the saints and boasting. Meanwhile, this shows, I've said that anybody who ever points to the wage system, they never point to the blessings. They always point you to the punishment. And why is that? Well, because they hate you. That's the whole point. Anyone who uses the law to undermine your assurance puts you back under law, and the wage system is a law system of, if I do it, I'll be blessed. If I don't, I should fear punishment. That's not our situation in the Father's house. We are sons and heirs. We are free. And we are bound to the Lord, because he who's joined to the Lord is one spirit. And we serve out of an appetite and out of a satisfaction. You know, it's our satisfaction to enjoy the Lord, and that becomes our service, because there's living water that flows out of that. There's no living water coming from someone who's going around from wall to wall telling people how hard they need to work for God, or else they're going to get punished. But that's what these pastors do, and that's what this guy does. But I just wanted to show you, this is the kind of people we're dealing with. This is the way they think. They cannot see anybody's actual service to the Lord if it's not motivated by wages. And so because we take away the wage and say, look, you're not under a wage, you don't have to do anything. And you're not under a system of punishment where if you don't do something, you're going to be punished. We just teach Christ. And we know that the more people enjoy him, the more they serve. And it's true. People build up the body of Christ because they're enjoying Christ as they're delivered from their fears and from the whole concept of trying to earn something or put God in their debt. But because we don't have the wage system present in our teaching, they assume we teach against works or that we don't do any work, which is just stupid. And they're blind. That's the whole thing. Many of these people are not believers, and it's going to be revealed, because when you harden yourself against the grace of Christ and against the doctrine of Christ, what we've seen again and again and again is you get set in your offense and you go down a road until you repudiate everything that you used to pretend to believe because you're so angry. And that's what we'll see. You watch. Okay, take care.